how are you, everybody out there in Las Vegas land? I'm going to call it Las Vegas land or My Vegas land. I'm Mark with My Vegas Magazine, and welcome to the My Vegas Show. This is where we bring the magazine to life, and we meet the who's who in the business, in the city, and the people that are actually making this community work as well as it does. My name is Mark. Today, I've got one of my amazing friends. We go way back in time.
Yes, we do.
Chef Maurice. Talk about good food. We've got a good man, some good food, and we're going to talk about everything, but about your business. But as we dive in here today, I want to just touch on the fact that we go back about 25 years.
25, 30 years.
30 years now.
That's when you started Perfect Wedding Guide.
Man. That went fast. Those 30 years went too fast.
They did.
I feel like it was just like 5 years ago.
I feel like we're on a rocket ship and it hasn't stopped. You know?
So for those of you who don't know, Chef Maurice was in the wedding world, and I was in the wedding world. We had a wedding magazine. He was doing wedding food, and we just kept seeing each other. We became friends over the years, and one thing led to another, and his business matured, mine matured, and we're in a whole new places now. And are you still doing weddings?
Yeah, not that much anymore. I do more corporate and private parties for people, and that I really enjoy. The weddings can get really intense, and it feels like you're actually getting married because you're so in depth with everything. So once in a while, I do a wedding.
Okay.
You know,
Chef Maurice. So we're talking now about Chef Maurice is a private catering company, catering business, and that can come to your house, your business, or anywhere and help you out. We'll learn more about that. But just to let you know, he's in the food business, and
actually, we're like your own personal chef.
Personal chef.
Yeah, we're like your own personal chef. So this way, we come to you, we turn around and do what you need for your event, and you don't have to keep us on a payroll. So it actually relieves a lot of stress off you having to do that.
Personal chef and catering.
Yeah.
All right. So for those of you that are just joining us and want to know who's this handsome fellow over here, so personal chef and catering, been doing it all your life. It seems all your adult life anyway. I'd like to know a little bit like how do you. What made you want to get into the chef business, the catering business? It
really actually goes back into the family. My great-grandmother was in the hospitality business. My grandmother, my mother, and my grandfather were also in, either owned restaurants, ran restaurants, did some catering, and I guess you could say it's in the blood. And on my father's side, he did mechanics, so I also went through mechanic school and learned how to turn around and fix and repair cars. And I like the idea of the food better because one, it smells better, it tastes better, and you don't go home full of greasy hands, except for good food.
Wow.
So it goes back a long ways, and it's always fun to have people and enjoyable to see how when they eat a meal how happy they are.
Okay, yeah.
And that's the real thing. Food is nutrition, but it's also enjoyment. It's like when you get together with friends and you have a good time, everybody loves it, and that's really the benefit that you get. It's not something you can put in a bank account. It's just something on a personal level that you can say, hey, they enjoyed themselves, and that's great.
So you were at a point in your life where you were looking at two careers, or the auto mechanic or the catering business, and you said, well, this is awfully dirty. I'm going to go with the clean job.
Yeah, it was. Trust me. Working on cars that were 100, coming off the road at 120 degrees, you're going after a while. I'm going, oh no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I had enough of this. So we went into that. I had some good teachers. From many years ago. My mother especially. She was a phenomenal cook. In that anybody that had her food loved it, and I learned a lot from her and my other grandparents and so forth. So I guess we keep the family tradition going. So why not?
What about the kinds of people you serve, the customers? Let's talk about like 4 or 5 different kinds of customers that you seem to do a lot of business with.
It really depends on the customer. A lot of it's corporate customers, people that want to do events for their for holiday season, which is coming up now, or year round, or they're doing a grand opening. People that are doing birthday parties, people that are doing bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, people that are doing wedding receptions, which we also do. It really depends on the client and what their needs are. And they also look at the fact, can I cook this at my house? Probably not. A single oven and a 4-burner stove, you're not going to be feeding 50 or 60 people. It's just not possible. Okay. So you want to go to a professional that has a commercial kitchen, that has licensing for both food and alcohol, which is what we do. And this takes the stress and the pressure off you so you can go and enjoy that event. Okay. And that's really the key why people come to somebody like me. I've been doing this here in town for over 30 years. And we've got a great reputation. People still keep coming back to us.
Okay. So a big event, if you're having a big wedding or a big corporate event or a Christmas party for your company, those are all large events from, let's say, from 80 to 100 people all the way up to how big?
Largest I've ever done was 18,000.
18,000.
Yeah, that was Amway, and that was a barbecue.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot of
And
chicken.
that was at Sunset Park. That was the only time I just looked at that and I'm going, oh, did I bite off more than I could chew?
Wow.
Yeah, but that was good. The smallest event I've ever done was 2 people. It was for a couple and it was for Valentine's Day. So I don't restrict numbers. It's just a matter of what do you want and what can you afford.
Well, when you go from a big crowd to a company event or a big wedding or something, a big where there's 100 or 200 or 18,000 people, when you go to the smaller events, you're talking about a personal chef.
Yeah.
So now it goes from catering to personal chef. Let's talk a little bit about that as we get later on. But I've got some questions here I came up with last week, and I wanted to ask you a couple of things here. First one I wrote down was, why would anyone call a company like yours for food and alcohol service?
One, it takes the stress off you, depending on the amount of people that you're going to have. It also depends, do you want it, do you want to serve sit down? Do you want to serve it later yourself? Do you want somebody to come in and set it up? Do you want somebody to turn around and come in, set it up, come back later, clean it up? You know, there's nothing worse than having a large party in your house or say in a banquet hall, and you got to go clean it up after it's done.
Yeah.
You know, do you really want to spend the next 2 hours doing that when you can have a couple of professionals come in and do that for you? Same with the alcohol. Yeah, you can go serve, 10, 15 people at your house. And the biggest thing with the alcohol is the liability. When they leave that property, you are liable for what they do. Okay? So you might be saving yourself some money on alcohol, but then again, when you call me, say on the alcohol, I'll bring 10, 15 different varieties of alcohol and more. You're not gonna want to spend that type of money and just have it sit there for years. So
Right.
that's where the benefits come in. It's kind of like going to let's say you go to a really nice restaurant and have a dinner for 2 or 3 people. They've got all the stuff there for you. That's why you're paying for that convenience.
Right.
So that's the same thing for somebody that does what I do. You're paying for the convenience of me coming, bringing everything in, setting it up, serving it if you need it, breaking it down, and then taking it away.
Well, here's one for you. Let me ask you this now. When somebody wants to have, let's say, a big event at their house, they're going to have 100 guests at their house or something, and they want catering, so you've got the food covered.
Yeah.
And then they want the bar. You've got a mobile bar, right?
Yeah.
Is that the terminology? Mobile,
Yeah.
It looks like a professional bar. Just the only thing you don't know is it's on 4 wheels.
It's on 4 wheels. We wheel it in, depending on the location and how much room there is. Set it up, bring all the alcohol, the sodas and everything else, all the condiments, and then we just serve the people. You either want glass or if you want plastic, we can accommodate either way.
Back in my day, in our day, I should say, there were several times you came and helped me with some of my events at my house parties. I remember those, so fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people. We had the food. You brought the bar. One thing I probably never asked you, and I should have, do you have party tenders, I call it?
Yeah, of course. Got
Okay.
plenty of them.
And if you're having a party at your house, I'm going to recommend this. I learned the hard way. And I should have asked you if you can leave me a couple there for an hour or 2 afterwards.
Afterwards, yeah.
Because I never engaged in that part. But the house is a mess.
Oh, yeah.
And I won't have another party at my house now without 2 young, 19, 20-year-olds running around cleaning up as it's going.
Yeah, you need that. You need
Because
that.
without them, you've got 100 half-empty soda pops and beers and whatever, and you got
All over.
half drinks all laying all over, and somebody spills wine on the floor. You want to get it mopped up, and I wound up cleaning the last couple of parties.
Yeah, I remember you telling me something about that.
Doing more cleaning than I
yeah.
was partying.
Yeah,
because it was my
that's-
house.
and that's the issue a lot of people have. Even if you go to a banquet hall and you turn around and you rent out the banquet hall, you're still responsible generally for the cleanup,
Yeah.
or you have to pay for it.
Yeah.
And you want somebody that looks at it to the point of, if this was my house, I would want to clean. And
Yeah.
that's the type of company you want.
Well, I think, wow. I got the food and the bar, but make sure you ask Maurice for a couple of party tenders. Next time I do one, that's what I'm going to do.
Definitely.
But here's a question for you. Why would anybody need to have you do the alcohol service?
Once again, it's liability. In this day and age, you can have a couple of friends over and have some drinks. It's another thing when you either have a banquet hall or you're out on the beach or you're somewhere in the park and you've got 50 or 60 people. You want to know that somebody's in control of the alcohol. You want to be sure that so that you're not having to watch every person and the liability, because you don't know once that person gets in that car and they leave, you don't want to be responsible for them. And with us having to be insured and to have the bonding, that's where that takes that stress off of you.
Okay.
Because, it's going to cost you some money to have the alcohol there, but it's going to cost you a lot more if you got to go get yourself an attorney to defend yourself.
Right.
And that's the key point on that. Plus that too, we help monitor. If somebody's drinking too much, we come to you as the client and say, hey, look, this person's had 5 beers in the last hour.
Yeah.
Do you want us to slow them down?
He's falling off his bar stool.
Yeah. So, and this way, this also takes the pressure off you having to go up to that friend or the family member and
tell
say,
them they've had too much.
You've had too much.
Yeah.
So that's another good thing. And then we also bring a variety that you don't want to go out and have to go out and purchase and have 20 different bottles of alcohol in there that you're not going to drink most of it or any of it, so for that fact.
Yeah, you had too much. No one's ever told me that. Till the next day. Till the next day. Yeah. Back in my days, I'll tell you, I got some good memories from all that time. But what was the other benefit for having you provide the bar? I think you said something about all that booze sticking around for another year.
Yeah. Do you really want that hanging around your house all the time? We bring it on, we pull it off. So if you got people that are Jack Daniel's drinkers, we're going to have that. If you got somebody that wants to drink vodka like a Smirnoff or possibly say a Grey Goose, we can have that too. So we give you a list of what you want, and then we just bring it in there. So this way you can please all your friends or family or clients, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So it just, like I said, it takes the stress and the hassle of you having to even think of that or run around and go purchase it and then have it there. And then you got to take it with you, or if it's there at your house, then you got to turn around and put it away somewhere.
Okay, and I like to jump in I don't want to wait till the end of the show. I like to jump in the middle and remind everybody you're meeting right now Chef Maurice from Diamond Events Catering, with a website and a phone number. What's your phone number?
702-210-9715.
All right, and then let the folks know your website. We'll hit it again at the end of the show.
It's diamondevents.com.
Diamondevents.com.
Real easy. Yeah, I've been around for, like I said, over 30 years.
And I'll tell you straight up here, I can tell you right now, folks, is if you're planning on having a party, especially with the holiday season coming up, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Don't do it yourself. Call Chef Maurice. You're gonna love for the small investment you're going to make. You're going to love the effortless party you're going to have. You can enjoy your guests. I don't know how many times in just this last couple of years I've been cleaning boy. Like I said earlier, I've been cleaning boy instead of the host.
Yeah.
I turn myself into cleaning boy, and I won't do that anymore. It takes a big load off of you, 100%. So I can't recommend enough, and it's classy catering.
It is, yeah. Catering or professional chef service really used to be for the rich years ago.
Yes.
30 years ago, that was really for the rich.
You're right.
But the average person now can afford it. You may not be able to afford everything, but you can cherry pick, or you can do a la carte and say, I want this, 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 and this, and that's it. And we say, here you go. That's fine. So it's really brought it down on an even playing field for people all the way through.
Yeah. And it's finally affordable. Okay, it's finally affordable to have your party catered, and no party too small, and
it's true.
No party's too big unless you got 100,000 people. That might be big.
I'd be. Let me know when you have that. I'll definitely cater that for you. F1. There you go.
That'll probably be at my funeral if I'm lucky. Let's see. What we're going to do now? We're going to take a little short pause for the cause, and we're gonna be right back. We got to pay some bills here real quick, and so with one of our sponsors, we'll come right back with Chef Maurice from Diamond Events Catering.
My name is Nick Pomponio, and I'm here to provide you with the legal representation you deserve. Enough of the gimmicks and attorneys selling taglines. No fee until we win, millions recovered, and free consultations. These are basic, empty promises. Not only will I cut you a check, but I plan on changing your life. It's time for Las Vegas to get on another level. You need an attorney who has no fear, no limit, no equal. If you have suffered injuries in an accident, contact me today.
Hey, welcome back here. My Vegas, the show. We are here. We're live. It's happening right now. I got Chef Maurice from Diamond Events Catering. Is it Diamond Catering or Diamond Events?
Diamond Events.
Diamond Events Catering. Known him for 30 years now. Great friends. Great history in business here in Las Vegas. And it's all part of My Vegas, the magazine. And this is where we bring the magazine to life here with the My Vegas show. If you watched it a little bit earlier, you saw we were talking a little bit about Chef Maurice and his business in particular, and how it can help you with catering for your personal needs, whether it's business or commercial or residential or business or personal. He's here for you. We're talking the big events. Whatever, if you're having a big corporate business event or if you're having a small dinner party at your house, either way he can help you. But speaking of small dinner parties at the house, takes me to this next question here. Why would somebody want to call you for the food when they can do it themselves?
Well, it depends on how big a kitchen you got. If you've just got a stove with a 4-burner stove and you've got 40 people coming over, I defy you to try and make that successful and keep the food hot. It's just not going to happen. It's just too hard. Some people might be able to manage it. A lot of people don't. And like you said earlier, you spend up all the time cleaning and not being a host and actually enjoying your event. There's nothing worse than that. I've seen that people time and time again. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take care of this. And by the end of the session, they're like, I didn't get anything done for myself.
Right.
And that's the point. That's why you do that. That's why some people go to restaurants and they'll have an event there, or they'll turn around and get a banquet hall, or they'll get a park and they'll locate some of the stuff there and turn around and do some things. Some things they can do themselves, or otherwise they get somebody that comes in that's a professional and then does it for them.
Right, and that's the difference right there.
That's the big difference.
You hit the nail on the head for me when you said making sure everything comes out hot at the same time.
Yeah.
I've done Thanksgiving at my house a few times, and that's been my number one challenge. I got to time everything out.
Yeah, you do.
The turkey takes 6 hours, but the heating up the mashed potatoes, or let's say the peas, the corn, or heating up the corn takes 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you
got to know when to put what on.
That's true. And do you have the space? That's
Yeah.
the other thing. Do you have the space, and do you have the Shaffers or whatever equipment is needed to keep it hot during that time? It's not like you're serving everybody instantly. So if you've got a flow of people coming in over a couple hours, how are you going to keep it that hot?
Yeah.
So that's another aspect. And this way, like I said, people feel less stressed. They're relieved. And everybody enjoys everything.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that makes sense. Let's talk about your business here now. Next question I got to ask you. Packages. Do you have any packages available?
For Thanksgiving, we're already sold out. For Christmas, we're going to be back, and we're going to go ahead and give you a whole list of different packages where people can come and get everything all prepped for themselves.
Wait a minute. You're sold out for Thanksgiving already?
Yeah.
What does sold out look like? Is it, what do you got, 100 houses you got to go to?
No. I already got previous clients from years that have already booked, and we concentrate on that.
Wow.
Because they've been our clients. Well, the election changed everything, so everybody started booking.
Okay, agreed.
So,
what about before we go deep on that, deep dive, let's talk about Thanksgiving. When you say you're sold out, okay, you're sold out, but are they family parties or are they
No,
big
it's
events?
all corporate. It's all mostly corporate.
Really?
Yeah, and that's what we've focused on for this. And then for Christmas, we're going to do corporate and like personal chefing. So we'll turn around and we'll package and have everything ready for you. It'll all be cooked. All you got to do is either reheat it yourself. Just come down and pick it up. It's like Whole Foods kind of does that, and some of the other companies do that. We do that because we're here locally and enough people know about us, and so they can come down. They can either get the turkey, the ham, or if they want to do a prime rib or a fillet, we have it all ready for them, and all they got to do is just throw it in the oven, and they can turn around and say, "I did this myself." A lot of people like to do that.
Yeah.
They claim for it, and you know what? We're fine with that.
Okay,
and that's good with us. But yeah, we're already.
Well, what's a corporate Thanksgiving? What's that look like? I don't even know.
On a corporate Thanksgiving,
Are you
it's
talking
usually
100 people?
Yeah, minimum. Minimum.
Really?
Yeah.
So
And
corporations call you for Thanksgiving for why? Are they all working or something? They
Yeah,
wanna treat 'em?
Well, a lot of people sometimes are working Thanksgiving and Christmas Day.
Okay.
A lot of places are closed, so they can't go get a meal. So a lot of companies turn around and look at the fact, we don't want you to have to leave, for an hour to go eat something or bring your own brown bag, your own lunch. So we're going to have this here for you so you can eat. And it's also a thank you to the employees. That's a big thank you. And a lot of employees appreciate that. They may not get any other type of bonus, but knowing that the company turned around and took the time and the money to turn around and have an event for them on that particular day, then people love it. They really do.
I need to do that. I need to try to get all my staff to work on Thanksgiving. I appreciate that idea.
Yeah. Good luck with that one.
I'm going to go back and tell them hey, we're all working Thanksgiving and Friday.
No, there's some sectors like, ambulance companies, police departments, fire departments, airlines, they all have to work.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big thing for them, and they need to be able to turn around and feed those employees because a lot of times they only get a 30-minute break. You don't get an hour and a half.
What's a big corporate client that you're doing this Thanksgiving? For example, like Southwest Airlines or something?
Yeah. I'll say that, just that one only. We've got a whole bunch of others
That's
that we deal with, but it's really good. And they've been one of our clients for probably going on 15 years.
Okay. So now let's go to the packages. You said what kind of packages do you have available? So Thanksgiving sold out. Let's go to Christmas.
Christmas, we're going to have packages that deal with the traditional turkey and the ham, but we're also going to have prime ribs. So we'll have the prime rib that's pre-cooked for you, ready, and it'll have mashed potatoes and all the sides and everything. You can come down, pick it up, take it home, put it in your refrigerator. When you're ready, we give you the instructions, and you turn around and you heat it up in your oven.
Okay.
And that saves you probably an entire day of either having to go around, collect everything, cook it, have it prepped and all that. And that's what we do. And
is that like Christmas in a box?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Christmas dinner in a box.
Yeah. The best part is
you have to heat it all up.
But you have to heat it up. And the best part, this is better than Santa Claus because all he gives you stuff that you can't eat. I'm your Santa Claus, and I give you things that you can eat and give to your family members.
Yeah.
So.
Well, golly, I think I could. And from how big to how big? How small to how big?
Anywhere from minimum 10 people, and we can do up to 200 to 300 people if they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you for 10 people.
Okay.
It's going to be after December 12th or 13th. I'll be on a little journey. I'll be back on the 13th.
Okay.
So somewhere on the 15th, 16th, or 17th.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you. I'll give you a thing that you can send out on an email blast and put on your website. What the cost is going to be.
Let's do that.
Yeah, and we'll do that, and then this way people can go in and clock it in and turn around, pay for it online, and then this way we know we're set. So it's really like a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
So that'll help a lot of people.
Well, I've heard other people or other restaurants or something. I've heard they're doing it like where provide Christmas dinner to your house or whatever. I can't think of who right now, but love that idea because again, it takes all the pressure off.
Yeah. How much time do you have?
Yeah.
In today's busy life, people really don't have the time that they used to. You don't have one person sitting at home that's doing cooking and cleaning, and that's all they're doing. Those days are gone. That's Ozzie and Harriet, So,
Yeah.
So that doesn't happen anymore.
Good stuff. Okay, let's see. This next question I had is about the packages for Christmas and the holiday season. And, do you have any for Thanksgiving? We talked about that,
That's
too,
already
so
done, yeah.
That's all gone, so Thanksgiving. All right, let's go to this next question I came up with here. We have, what can you do for a family that does not have time to prep or make meals? And are you a personal chef?
Yeah. We also provide a service where, let's say you've got a family of 4 and you may only want to cook one or 2 days a week. Okay. But the other 5 days, you also don't want to go out and have to eat all the time,
right,
or call it in from Uber, or some of the other companies where sometimes the food isn't always hot. So we make individual packaged meals for people. Like let's say somebody wants spaghetti and meatballs and he's got a family of 4. So we make four separate meals. They can turn around and either heat it up in a microwave or they can turn around and heat it up in their oven, and it's already ready for them.
Oh, wow.
So we're doing that now more and more.
For busy families.
Yeah, for busy families. Yeah, and it's also easier. It's also right there in the freezer. They don't have to call anybody.
Right.
Except for us. And then all they do is pull it out and just turn around and have it. They love it.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes things simpler, And if it is a family of 4, I know you've probably cooked for 4 or 5 people, and you see how long it takes you, to turn around and do that. This here, they just simply pull it out of the freezer and it's gone.
Wow. Is that on your website too?
No, that's coming up soon.
Okay. Is this a new product line?
It's a new product line we're coming up with.
Okay. Wow. I love that because. I always say that Vegas moves at 1,000 miles an hour.
It does.
The speed of business in Vegas is 1,000 miles an hour. And if you're doing 999, you're getting ran over.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just that because there's people right behind you.
Yeah.
It's just even driving. I've noticed lately.
Have you noticed it too?
I'm like, why is this guy right on my tail?
Yeah.
And people are in a hurry in this town. It's getting like LA 2.0 if you ask me. But driving, I'm like, today I had to hit the gas. I need to switch this lane. There's a guy rocketing up in the side. There's a lot of rockets in town now.
Yeah.
And but that's the speed of. It reminds me of business here in Vegas too. And
it is.
With business like that, I've got families. Friends that are attorneys and doctors and realtor agents and business owners. That's the problem. They're running their business and they're in a hurry.
It's true.
They don't have time for all this.
Plus, you also don't want to have to wait for the delivery to get there. Sometimes you can wait for an hour and a half before you get the food.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that's where the time saver is again to it, and people just they appreciate that.
So we're talking family meal prep instead of individual.
We do both.
You can do both. Sure.
Yeah.
But the family, I've never heard of that. I've heard of individual meal prep, but I've never heard of family meal prep.
Yeah, we do that too.
That's a title that you ought to trademark. Family meal
Thank
prep.
you. Now you just told the whole world to turn around and do that,
Don't
Mark.
do it. It's his. Family meal prep for the whole family.
Yeah.
Family dinner and meal
not?
prep. Man, that's a good
and
it's
made it's fresher and so forth. And a lot of the frozen meals that you sometimes get, they've been in there you don't know how long.
Right.
And we usually do ours within a certain time frame.
Yeah, that's my fridge. If you look at mine, all my friends, the first thing they do is they look at the expiration date.
Do they?
Yeah, and they usually clean it out. If I get one of those kind of people looking at my fridge,
I remember one party I was at with you. We were doing some service, and you had, I think, a nurse or a doctor there. She was turning around, and she was wiping out your food out of the freezer, and I think your fruit basket too. And you were like looking at her like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Well, the bachelor life. I don't know when it expires. Ketchup is ketchup. It's 10 years. It's 10 years old, but it still looks the same to me. All right. Well, that's pretty amazing for the family meal prep. Last question here. Do you do any dietary meals or restricted meals for people? And what would they be? I'm talking about here, gluten-free is a big thing these days. I think even if you're not gluten intolerant, I think, and lactose intolerant, I'm not either of those, but I'm looking for gluten-free bread nowadays, and I'm looking for almond milk or coconut milk instead of cow milk.
If there's something we can't do for you, we'll tell you, or we'll direct you to where you need to go. But the gluten-free thing is a huge thing. Another thing is spices. Some people can't handle all the spices. Other people have a fat-free diet that they need to turn around and do because of heart conditions. So we work with the client, in that to see what they need and what they're needing to do. A lot of times we'll say, if you're diabetic, these are the meals that you need to have, and this will work for you. Or if you're a heart condition where you say, as somebody I know has a calcification in the blood system, so they can't really have anything that deals with milk or dairy or anything like that. So we have to turn around and adjust that so that this way they can, eat a meal and have it taste. I don't know if you remember in the day when it used to be a vegetarian or a vegan meal, say 20 years ago, you couldn't eat it. It had no flavor. Today that's changed tremendously, so people can actually enjoy the food instead of going, okay, I need.
Tastes like cardboard.
Yeah. So
20 years ago, vegetarian food tastes like cardboard.
Yeah, it was like going to Chuck E. Cheese. It was a cheese pizza, but you didn't know if it was taste at all. I think you better wipe that one out so they don't turn.
Oh no, we love Chuck E. Cheese. Kids don't know the difference.
No, they
kids
don't.
They just love Chuck E. I think some pizzas have sugar on the dough.
They do.
To make the kids love it more.
Well, it also helps brown it. A lot of them have corn syrup in it. That's why you see, like on some breads, you'll see corn syrup on there because it helps the bread turn browner than what it normally would be. And that's something I don't like doing, at all. So, yeah.
Wow. A lot to learn about food and chefing, and a lot to learn about what you're consuming in your body. And there's so many reasons to hire a chef. The convenience, let's sum it up. The convenience, the liability. You don't have to clean. You can enjoy your party, and you don't have a thing to worry about.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's a great upside.
Maurice.
Thank you.
Chef Maurice, Diamond Events Catering. Give it to us again, the phone number and the website.
702-210-9715. Website is diamondevents.com. and we're going to be coming up with some special packages back here again next month, if you'll have us, on some specials for the holiday season.
We can do a taste test.
Yeah, definitely going to bring that too.
Okay. And then and make sure watch your email for the email blast. If you're not signed up with MyVegasMagazine.com, go to MyVegasMag.com and get signed up. You'll get our emails and you'll get some information about Chef Maurice and can help you with your holiday party. Thank you for watching today. We'll see you again on the next show. And in the meantime, happy holidays, happy Veterans Month, happy life, and happy 2025.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you again. Mark here, My Vegas. Until the next time. Bye-bye.